Welcome to Science News Review. For July 18, we are looking at the boundaries of what defines life, the search for atmospheres on distant rocky worlds, and a cosmic mystery involving black holes that appear to have grown far too large, far too soon. We begin in the lab, where researchers at the University of Minnesota are testing the very definition of a living cell. They have developed what they call SpudCells, synthetic bubbles made of fatty membranes that contain DNA and proteins harvested from viruses and bacteria. While some have described these as the first form of synthetic life, lead researcher Kate Adamala is careful to clarify that they aren't truly alive in the way a natural cell is. They lack self-sufficiency. They cannot produce their own energy or chemicals. Instead, scientists must manually feed them raw materials and use chemical triggers to initiate growth and division. However, the SpudCell represents a significant milestone in synthetic biology. For the first time, researchers have successfully linked DNA replication directly to cell division, a connection that previous synthetic models struggled to achieve. But the engineering hurdles remain massive. These protocells currently lack a cytoskeleton, the internal scaffolding that a real cell uses to organize its contents. Without that structure, the internal components tend to mix uncontrollably when the cells fuse. As a result, only about 30% of the cells successfully pass on their full 7-piece genome after 5 generations. They also cannot yet produce ribosomes, the complex cellular machines required for protein manufacturing. To bridge this gap, a research coalition called Biotic is working to standardize these assembly methods and develop internal cleanup systems to manage damaged proteins, aiming to move from a demonstration of possibility toward a functional, independent synthetic cell. While synthetic biology looks at the microscopic, astronomers are looking much further out to see if life might exist on rocky worlds around other stars. Using the Magellan Clay Telescope in Chile, researchers have detected helium escaping from the atmosphere of LHS S1140b, a rocky exoplanet orbiting a red dwarf star about 15 parsecs from Earth. By analyzing 6.5 hours of near-infrared absorption spectra across 2 separate observations, the team confirmed that this planet holds onto an atmosphere. This is a critical finding because LHS L1140b sits in the habitable zone, the region around a star where temperatures allow for liquid water on a planet's surface. While the data confirms the presence of a helium-rich upper atmosphere, the study stops short of confirming the presence of water or carbon dioxide. Researchers suspect the inner atmosphere might contain water and other oxidized molecules, but the exact composition remains unverified. The discovery provides a vital roadmap for the search for habitability, proving that small, rocky planets in these temperate zones can indeed maintain atmospheres, even if we still need more data to confirm what those atmospheres are actually made of. Finally, we turn to the deep history of the universe, where new observations are challenging our understanding of how the first massive structures formed. Using the Euclid Space Telescope and machine learning algorithms, astronomers have identified 31 new quasars from the early universe. Among them are 2 of the oldest ever recorded, dating back to when the universe was only about 670 million years old, roughly 5% of its current age. These quasars are powered by supermassive black holes, with masses ranging from hundreds of millions to billions of times that of our Sun. Their sheer scale, so shortly after the Big Bang, presents a significant problem for current cosmological models. It is difficult to explain how such massive objects could have grown so large in such a short window of cosmic time. Detecting these objects is notoriously difficult because their light is highly redshifted, moving from ultraviolet into the near-infrared, which often causes them to be mistaken for much closer stars within our own galaxy. Because Euclid is positioned in space, it can bypass the infrared blow of Earth's atmosphere that often obscures these faint signals. While these findings offer a rare glimpse into the epoch of reionization, they primarily capture the brightest and most extreme examples of the early universe. The next step for researchers is to use the Atacama Large Millimeter Array to study the dust and gas within these host galaxies, hoping to uncover the physical processes that allowed such giants to exist so early in cosmic history. Whether it is the engineering of a synthetic cell or the mapping of the early universe, science is increasingly finding that the most significant breakthroughs lie in the details of how things grow and persist.